Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to the Access Show today, taking a look at the lovely world of Swords and Magic and Stuff, a brand new Kickstarter game that's just gone live, and I've got high hopes for this one. This is a little bit of an RPG open world game, maybe more than survival, but it's got crafting, it's got foraging, and it's got a hell of a lot that I really like. I've been down this path before in my quest to find games very similar to ones that I've really enjoyed in the past, like Minecraft or even Terraria. There really hasn't been too many games that have come that close. This feels special. I've been following development of this game for quite a while. I'm going to take you through some of the devlogs and keep you up to date on what's going on with the Kickstarter. It's gone live and they've already got 75% of their funding in just a very short space of time indeed. I don't normally cover Kickstarter games because there are all so many problems and issues that can come with it. Here's looking at you, Day of Dragons. But I really think this game has got potential and the developer has worked incredibly hard on it. So I'm going to give you everything you need to know about Swords and Magic and Stuff right now. Okay, so the elephant in the room a little bit is that Kickstarter is often perceived as a bit of a bottomless pit. Lots and lots of pitches get put up on there and they don't always come to fruition, and some people do end up losing their money. That's the very pessimistic side of things, and I guess maybe somewhat true, but there are definitely some gems that have been unearthed by Kickstarter. Kickstarter though does give people an opportunity to lay out the pretty much foundations of their game, and many other Kickstarter games have grown and been really successful and produced much more than what they originally set out. Swords, Magic and Stuff has been developed by literally a one-person team, although I do think they've got someone on board now to help out more, and they've been doing it via their Twitch and YouTube channels, drumming up support, getting feedback from the community as they develop this game. As I said, they've been doing it for 2 years and have just gone to Kickstarter. They only want £18,000 and already they're at 14,000. So it looks like it's going to be fully funded very soon, and it looks like hopefully they'll be adding lots of stretch goals, maybe to add more to this game. It is a typical RPG game, and I say typical, but there's lots of games out there that just maybe haven't executed it well enough. In this one, you're going to be doing it with your friends. It's co-op, it's got a bunch of features that I think a lot of players will like. It's got mounts in it as well, and there's a big, robust combat system. They've got magic as well, where it doesn't rely on mana, it relies on just what scrolls you can find or special stuff that you can do to imbue your weapons and staves so that you can continuously fire lots of different magic spells, each with their own individual cooldown. This is what's pretty much been spoken about in a lot of the devlogs, and you can go and check them out. I'll leave the links for them in the description box as well. So yeah, I've gone and funded this myself because I do like sitting back and just chilling sometimes. It doesn't always have to be about hitting trees and taking on dinosaurs. That is pretty much what my main channel is about. So I'm really excited about this one. I really hope it's going to deliver the goods. As I said, I've backed it on Kickstarter, and like I said, I don't normally do that kind of thing because there's just way too many risks involved sometimes. But every now and then you can sense that something's got real dedication to it, and that's exactly what Swords, Magic and Stuff seems to have. So it's going to be available later on this year, hopefully September time, judging by the rewards given out. It will be coming to Steam, and hopefully if it does well, it will come to lots of other platforms too. They've already put in a Discord, they plan the game to be $20 in early access when it launches this year. No microtransactions, but they may look at paid DLC in the future. So what does it actually contain? You may have seen a lot of games like this. Is it a carbon copy of something else? I don't think so. I think it's got a really unique art style. It may be a bit too cute for my main audience, but I like it. It's just nice to have a look, something pleasant, instead of too harsh, gory graphics all the time. And you can see exploration is the main feature of the game. Adventuring through the lands of Tirwin, you'll be literally looking for treasure, but it's not necessarily a pirate game, don't worry, it's more fantasy based, taking on typical sort of mobs like skeletons and rock golems and all sorts. You'll be able to find scrolls, as I mentioned earlier, that give you different magical abilities. Now these are one-time uses, but there are ways to imbue them so that you have permanent weapons that spout your magical spells, your favourite ones, and you can switch and hold as many of these as you want. Of course, swords is a big factor as well, and there's a bunch of different melee weapons that you'll be able to have. Really lending itself to what type of class or character you're going to be will be the type of weapons or the magic you use. There are no preset classes, it's all just about what you find in the world and what you like using for your playstyle. I'm going to rattle off some of the key features from the Kickstarter page. It's going to have hands-off quests, no breadcrumbs, no quest markers. There will simply be clues that will lead you on. No class or level restrictions. You're going to be able to collect and discover hundreds of items. You can dual wield anything, swords, staffs, you name it. Buy, tame, collect dozens of mounts and pets. It's going to have seasons, weather effects, seasonal events and unique seasonal items, mini games like tavern dice and target practice. You can join factions and rise through the ranks. You'll have titles that will show off your accomplishments, and I do believe the Kickstarter has some of them as rewards. Build or purchase homes and furniture to decorate them with. Fish, hunt, grow and harvest resources to cook hearty meals with. Gather materials and craft your own furniture and weapons. If it all seems a little bit too sedate and cute, don't worry, there is also an emphasis on dungeons and even PvP. It's going to have PvP arenas in it. You're going to be able to explore them dungeons, collect clothes, hats and armour to customise your character. You'll have Twitch integration into it. You'll have private dedicated servers you can host yourself without tether. That means players can come and join you, and they're not going to be restricted or stuck in the radius of you. They can go and explore their own adventures, or you can combine and do things to help each other out at the same time. Also with that, it's going to have co-op up to 8 players, or 8 players able to join your server, and don't worry, they won't be necessarily gated off. Because there's no levels, it's simply a case of you sharing out some maybe armour, some weapons, and you can go off adventuring together. In terms of actual exploration, what you can expect to find, there's lots of biomes, there's going to be lots of different things in there with harder zones. So there will be stuff like volcano areas that may have harder mobs, but none of it's going to be gated off. You're not going to be finding yourself restricted to one zone because you've not leveled up enough. It will just, again, be based on what types of weapon and equipment you found, I do believe, if I've caught some of the devlogs right. You can sense from it, it's pretty simplistic stuff in terms of UI and inventory and menus, and I really like that as well. No one wants an overcomplicated RPG, and I like the idea that it's just a simple case of having a wheel with your weapons and your books and your items. Now the story relies on the ancient ruler, King Olwyn of Tyrwin, basically having some sort of disease or curse, and he has to pretty much be hidden away. His paladins or protectors, the only protectors of the realm, have all disappeared trying to find a cure, and that means the lands are open to threats from ancient enemies as well as lots of benevolent creatures. So you are a blank slate character. You will be tasked with, well, maybe not tasked. You can play the game how you want. If you want to go and maybe follow story beats, you can do. If you want to be someone that goes and quests and travels and explores, you can. Or if you're someone that just wants to do a bit of farming, you could be a simple farmer too. That's the other side of swords, magic and stuff. It is the crafting and the home sort of simulation stuff. That's going to be a focus. You'll be able to decorate your home with items that you find, as well as being able to craft, and really add and lend itself to a more homely atmosphere. There are no building aspects though, so you're not going to be building your own bases. It's simply a case of buying us somewhere and then being able to actually customize it and do what you want with it. And I don't mind that idea. It's pretty similar to Skyrim and the Home Hearth DLC they introduced. Alongside taming, or in terms of mounts at least, you'll be able to buy your mounts and you will be able to earn them by completing certain missions and quests in the game. You'll also have pets, cute, lovable ones that I'm sure hopefully will have some sort of bonuses accrued or give it some sort of incentive for them to come with you. Don't worry though, this isn't going to be some arc taming game where you spend hours trying to find one. It looks like it's going to be pretty simplistic how you get hold of your tames and your pets, and you won't have to worry about them dying, as it looks like they're not going to be taking too much damage at the moment. Of course, lots can change between now, the Kickstarter, and the start of early access, and it looks like it's going to hit its funding targets easily, and I'm down for this little journey. So I'm going to show you this as soon as I get my hands on a key. I'm definitely down for giving this a bit of a heads up. Probably more on my second channel. If you don't know, I've got an independent channel for independent games that aren't maybe survival. Go and check that out. Links for that will be down below. JADE-POG, the best in other games. But yeah, for sure, I'm still going to put some of this on my main channel as well, because I think it's got a little bit of crossover. I love Stardew Valley, and this seems like a much more exploration, combat focused style game, but obviously in a 3D environment instead of 2D. I'm sure it's going to have some more comparisons to maybe something like Nintendo's Zelda series and Breath of the Wild and all that, but I've never really been a big fan. I've never played them games. I get my inspiration from RPGs and open world games, like I said, from games like Minecraft and Terraria. So I'm looking forward to this one for sure. Kickstarter now, early access in September, and I'm guessing full game release at some point towards the end of 2021, maybe 2022, and hopefully other platforms if it's successful. Go and check out the Kickstarter. You can still go and back it right now, and hopefully they'll be adding a lot more stretch goals to make things even more rewarding for players that want to get behind it straight away. And definitely go and give the dev a sub on YouTube and follow him on Twitch if you want to see more updates or just want to learn how games are made too. I'll give you guys a lowdown on anything big happening. Like I said, it may move to the second channel. But for now, that is swords, magic, and stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. I found it useful. Make sure you subscribe if you have. And for the best in indie games, check out JADE-POG. The best in survival, check out JADE-PG. Until next time, rat bags, I will see you later on.